With Jared's discussion about bonds, that helps us bring in Rick Newman for our latest episode of, I guess I'll call it Bidenomics, because it was, what was his name? Buster Poindexter. Hot, hot, hot. Not only bonds, but what they're going to do with stimulus and infrastructure of the economy, right?
I think so. And I think a Biden boom is forming here. So Jared mentioned a couple of the factors I've been following this week. Retail sales coming in much higher than expected, 5.3% monthly gain, driven by that last stimulus bill that I guess a lot of people don't even remember. That was just a $600 check going out to families and some extra unemployment insurance. But people are taking that money and spending it. And that's not just going to be a 1 month effect. That will carry over for the next several months. And then it looks like Biden is going to get nearly everything he's asking for in the next stimulus bill, the American Rescue Plan. It does look like Congress is going to pass between 1.5 trillion and 1.9 trillion in aid there. And that is really going to supercharge the economy by, let's say, summer or fall. So I've been following a lot of forecasters. GDP estimates for the first quarter, for the second quarter, and for the year are going up. One forecasting firm is expecting 6.5% real GDP growth this year. That would be the strongest GDP growth since 1984. And that could lead to some of the problems Jared is talking about. But before it gets to the problems, it's just going to lead to a much improved economy, which will benefit Joe Biden and his fellow Democrats.
Rick, I guess how reliant, though, is this on getting the extra $1,400 in stimulus payments? Because like you were saying, it looks like we are going to get it. But if it is slightly lower than that, I guess, what's the potential impact of that?
Well, he's going to get something. I mean, we've been talking about the controversy over the size of this bill for some time. So the economists who say it's too much and we risk overheating the economy with too much stimulus say that the appropriate amount, instead of 1.5 to 1.9 trillion, the appropriate amount at this point might be between 500 billion and $1 trillion. That is still a lot of stimulus, and we're going to get more than that anyway. So I think generally this is, who do you believe? Do you believe Janet Yellen, who says, don't worry, we can handle inflation if we have to? Jerome Powell at the Federal Reserve says the same thing. And then you've got the worry wart saying, yeah, but what if the Fed has to taper? I think if you're Joe Biden, I mean, I understand his rationale. Basically, get everything into the economy you can right now. We still have 10 million jobs we've lost in the last 12 months. And if we have problems with inflation that hits something worrisome like 3 or 3.5%, deal with it when it happens.
I just want to double check something. Are they still hoping that they can do it bipartisan? Or is it really going to be reconciliation? Because you get one shot a year at that, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be bipartisan. It's pretty clear Democrats have given up on that. They do need to get all the Democrats to agree because they only have a 1-vote majority in the Senate. I think that means there's no way there's going to be a $15 minimum wage component that will make it into that bill and stay in that bill. And the minimum wage might have to get stripped out completely for purposes of reconciliation. But just one point of clarification, Adam, it's you can pass one reconciliation bill per fiscal year. So the government's fiscal year ends September 30th, which means the next bill they may want to pass through reconciliation, big infrastructure bill, they could still go for that at the end of the calendar year, because come October 1st, that's when they get another shot at a reconciliation bill in the Senate.
Good times, good times. Rick Newman, thank you very much.